I guess I'm calling myself a spoken word poet for this one. For this course, I have been writing my own response to the Night Mail as well as learning the original Night Mail. There's lots of fun to be had with the English language and giving double meanings to words, and one word splitting up to mean other things and stuff like that. And like, there's a nice musicality to that as well, which people enjoy, especially like in things like rap music and all that kind of stuff as well. It's been an interesting process because it's different to what I normally write. Like, I've got the luxury in that because I do this almost as a hobby a lot of the time. I can just write whatever I want to whenever I want to. So this has been a kind of fun challenge to force myself. Like, I need to stay focused on this. So it's been a lot of listening to the original version of the Night Mail and like what that inspires from me, and then also just looking over like parts of my old work and seeing like what can I pull from that possibly resonates and like what has worked in the past. Because so many people have been brought up listening and hearing poetry in school, their first thought of poetry is that stuff, and it's either that or it's like this very basic AB rhyming, which is fine stuff, but that's their first thought of it. So it's like that's different. That's like talking like a regular person, but also saying stuff that's really cool and interesting. That's fun. I like that. I want to hear more of that. It's often a case of surprise, and there's definitely an element of it which feels like us as poets, like we're showing you this is a good thing. We're having to kind of almost convince you a lot of the time, but people are convinced. I have done a few things in music before. There's a few things in poetry that I've done with music, but a lot of the time, what I've ended up doing has been lots of spontaneous stuff. So I've collaborated with a couple of jazz bands, and it'll be a case of literally I walk on stage, I tell the jazz band I'm doing something based on this, and they'll just improv something. But having something already written that I'm now responding to and like creating something for specifically is a new challenge, but a fun one to kind of play around with. In my spoken word, I've been fortunate enough to be able to communicate with people across the country. I've been able to travel across the country, so I've got that side of it. And like poetry has been my vehicle of like getting around to people as well. Obviously via trains for that. So, but there's the fun of like I've been able to talk to people across the country and stuff like that. Has been fun. But also just in terms of my style of writing as well, and what I often talk about, I've been experimenting with playing around the idea of mail, and playing around with both the idea of mail as letters, but also mail as the male persona, stuff like that kind of thing, and playing around with how can I link the two together, and fun transitioning from one to another. And it's been fun trying to put the two together, because like, especially with my poetry, I've been able to use that to get across the country. And with my poetry, I talk about a lot of different things. So how can I go from would get communication to now let's talk about stuff, because the whole masculinity thing is a good thing to talk about and stuff like that as well. Just do it. Just write whatever you want to. Don't feel the need to strictly have to write it as a poem. Just write stuff, and especially because of how loose spoken word is as a term sometimes. Again, just write whatever you want to write. Just do it. Use it as a diary if you want to. Just use it as bullet points as you want, whatever you want to kind of do, kind of thing. Look for other people that are writing as well, because they are very easy to find. Like, I know a lot of people write kind of like, there's the whole cliche of writing in your bedroom on your own kind of thing, but like lots of people are doing that. So if the lots of people are doing it, then people like sharing it. People like getting some feedback or knowing that they're not doing it alone. So find those people. Also find workshops and organisations that can do this. I know there's a few writing workshops, like Barbican has a few for young poets. I'm just looking forward to it because I've been keeping hearing all about like this whole orchestra and the whole rap club thing. It's like, I just want to see them now. Like like just because of how timing's worked, I've not had much of a chance to see much of them beforehand. So it's like I just want to see them now. I want to see what it's like and see, like, hear all the stuff. Like I've been telling people about the whole commission I'm getting. It's like I'm performing in front of an orchestra. It's like just leaving it at that. That's just cool. I like getting different types of commissions and stuff like that. That's always fun to do different things. Like I've enjoyed, as much as I love doing spoken word stuff, I love it best when spoken word stuff's taken out of its comfort zone. So this is a fantastic thing then. But like literally the email's like, do you want to perform in front of an orchestra? Yes, I do. Just tell me what I need to do and I will do that for you. Just yeah. So yeah, I'm just looking forward to just being there in that kind of energy. These kind of courses are they're special courses. They don't often happen enough, which is So when they do happen, use them, take advantage of them, have fun with them, enjoy them, get as much as you can out of them, whether it's learning a new skill, making new friends, or just having memories to have back. Like, they'll be the things, like, these are the things you remember in 10, 15 years, these are the things you'll write about in 10 or 15 years, that you'll talk to your friends about. Oh, there's one time I went to Leeds and did this, performed in an orchestra, and there were that many people in the audience, and they loved me, they gave me the massive round of applause. Those are the things you remember. See you at the summer course.